Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Steph and this is Ordinary Plant Girl. If you are new here, thank you for clicking on this video. And if you are returning, thank you so much for spending more of your time with me. So if you saw my video last week, you will have seen at the end of the video that I said that I had been sick. And continuing on, I'm still sick. I feel much better. I've been able to do some things around the house. So today I have some pot rearranging sort of that I want to do. So being in the darker season and at the end of the fall with the onset of winter coming, I've noticed that a lot of my plants do have yellowing leaves. Sorry if you can hear that rumbling in the background. My next door neighbor is apparently working on their car. In the rain. And there's a lot of revving going on. Anyway, so today I have some plant chores to do, but there's three things specifically that I need to do as far as this plant chore goes. So I'll take you over to show you, but just as a brief rundown, I have my Anthurium Vitara Folium in a self-watering hanging pot on my wall. So what I want to do is I want to take it out of that, put it into a clear pot, and then put one of my Marantas in there instead. My Marantas seem to have been hit really hard with the change in the weather and the change in the amount of light they get. So because there are grow light bulbs right there, I'm gonna put my lemon lime Maranta and my red Maranta in pots hanging on either side of my TV. But let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so you can see here, this one's empty. I did have my Anthurium Bakeri in it, but I have since taken it out of there and put it in a clear pot, and that is right here. So that is actually what I want to do with my Vitara Folium, which if we cross over here, step over the dog bed. So here is my Vitara Folium, and I'm almost thinking that it's getting too much light. It's not coming off on camera. The way it is in person, it actually looks darker on camera, but it's really, really light. And the thing with these pots is that it's got the slit edges in the side. And I have found that, not only do I kind of not like that myself, my Anthuriums don't like it either. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that out, put it in a clear pot so that it retains more moisture, and I'm gonna put my Marantas on either side of my TV right there. So let me show you, the Marantas. Okay, so right now my Marantas are sitting in my bathroom, and you can see my red Maranta here has got some dry, crispy leaves on it, but my lemon lime is taking a hard hit here. So I just want to get them out of here into something with more light, because I have tried so hard to keep a lemon lime Maranta alive, and I don't know why they're so hard for me. So let's go do that. Here's my Vitara Folium I got from North Shore Tropicals. Oh, I actually put the date on it. So I've had it since July 19th, 2022. And it was a seedling. It was much smaller. And I put it in here, and I feel like I shouldn't have put it in there. So we're just gonna take it out. There's also a lot of tree fern fiber in here as well. I think I might have used too much. So I know that the soil itself is okay. And if we look at her, see, the root system is still very small. And I think that that might have something to do with the fact that I can't keep this plant hydrated enough. I mean, the roots feel fine. There's no dry or rotted roots or anything like that, but they're just not, it's not doing well. So this pot, this is a 6-inch pot. It might be a bit too big for it, but you know what? I don't care. It's okay. It'll work. I'm hoping that this will be better better now. So I think though that what I might also have to do is put a little more soil in here, because there is seriously a lot of tree fern fiber. I don't know why. I must have done this just after I got the tree fern fiber and figured that it was a good thing to just pack it in there, which it was definitely not the best thing to do, I don't think. It's different if you're rehabbing in it, because I'll rehab in tree fern fiber and perlite, which looks like that's a majority of what this is. Tree fern fiber and perlite. Okay, but for me, I am going to grab some of my Anthurium mix that I mix up, and we're going to add a little bit of that. Oh, that is a lot of big chunky perlite. There's also pumice in there. Now, I'm not so worried about this being super chunky now that I'm going to put it in a pot that does not have slits in the side, because that just dries everything out, which makes sense if you're using a self-watering pot. It does make sense to do that. But where did my scoop go? I think some of this has moss in it too. But I also think that being as it's going to be in a pot that is definitely way too big for it, that the chunkiness will not work against it. So that's what we're going to do. And you know what? If I'm making a mistake, I'm making a mistake. Sometimes I will push the limits with my plants. Not necessarily out of curiosity, but thinking that I'm doing the right thing for my plant and then realizing that it was absolutely the wrong thing to do. But that's also how I learn, right? So I think I'm going to take off that little leaf because it's all yellow anyway. And I do have to say that since I put my Bakari in a different pot, it has been a much happier plant. And this way too, I can cover some of the aerial roots of the Vitara Folium that are kind of poking out the bottom. And I think that that will be good. Sorry if you can hear my chair squeaking. My stool, I didn't realize that it was going to squeak this much. Mind you, my ears are still ringing from being sick. That's the other thing about this head cold. Oops. Okay. All right then. So there is my Anthurium Vitara Folium. Hopefully it is happier once I water it, and it will stay. I forgot to put Myco on the roots. So what I will do with this one is I will just water it in with Great White. And I actually have that right here. So I will water it in with some Great White, and it should be happy. Now let's get to the Marantas. Okay, so this mix doesn't need to be as junky because it's for my Marantas. All right, so, so let's start with my red Maranta. I mean, it looks fine. I've checked them both for pests. They've been treated anyway. For pests as well, but I feel like it is the change in the season. This leaf died in the sheath. So I don't know. I do think that it's more of a light issue than anything else. So I'm gonna try and see if that works. I mean, I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong, but you know, it's just to the point now where I just want to try and see if that's the case. The roots still look good, but they don't look like they've grown all that much either. So I'm just gonna squeeze this root ball a little bit. I'll cut off the dead leaves after I transplant it, but yeah, I'm just gonna give it a little squeeze and hope that that helps. I mean, the soil in here is still good. So maybe it was too dry, which, I mean, in this case, might not help putting it in this pot. But the thing about Marantas is that I can always find them. So, I mean, if I do lose the red one anyway, I'll be able to find another one fairly easy. But I do find that when it comes to the lemon lime here, I don't find those ones as easily as I do the red and the rabbit's foot Maranta. I don't find those ones as often at all. So that's one of the reasons why I'm hoping that I can save my lemon lime Maranta, because I would have to literally wait until spring to get this one again. And I don't wanna. Where are my shears? There they are. Okay. So while I'm in here, I'm just going to cut off these dried crispy leaves. And hopefully, hopefully it'll be happier in there. I don't even know why these are closing right now. That was the other thing about the lemon lime that I noticed, was that one of the vines was not closing at night. And usually if one of the vines won't close, there's something wrong. Now, most of the time it would be a pest issue, but I can't find any pests on that plant. And I treated it just in case anyway. And yeah, I can't find anything wrong with it. So there is the red Maranta. Now for the lemon lime. I don't know what is going on with this one. This vine is fine, except for this leaf here, which I will probably cut off. But I'm not seeing anything. This one though, this one's been nothing but problems. And I don't know what is happening. So I don't know if I should actually cut it. Like, it doesn't have thrips, it doesn't have spider mites, because spider mites was my first thought. But this is also the vine that won't close, so maybe I'll just cut it and see if something new shoots from there. Let's hope. So let's just check and see what these roots are like. Oh, this one's like, oh, okay, and this one actually like rooted, and it's super dry, and I just watered it. Okay, so this one was growing. This one was happy, but again, I don't know why it's not happy now. I have no clue. The roots all look good. None of them are dry or rotted. Oh wait, maybe. No, Well, I'm giving them a tug. No, they actually look healthy. Okay, then I really don't understand what happened here at all then. Like, at all. So, now it's another mystery I'm gonna have to solve eventually. But for now, like I said, I'm really hoping that it was a light thing. And that it'll be happier in its new spot. And make sure it's hydrated. It's funny, when it comes to the anthuriums, it's like, you know, the fact that it dries out is not okay. At least not with me. I mean, my anthuriums, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people's anthuriums, like to be moist or damp continuously. They don't like to dry out at all. And I mean, the Marantas can definitely tolerate drying out, but I wonder if it was just too dry. Maybe it was too dry. I don't know. So let's cut off these dead leaves. And the other thing with Marantas is they do typically go dormant at this time of the year. And I don't want that to happen. So as far as, you can't even see. Okay, so as far as these leaves here, definitely cutting off that one. I feel like I'm just gonna cut this whole thing off. There we go. If it survives, it survives. If not, it doesn't. I wonder if I could actually propagate this. Like if I stick it in water, I wonder if it would come back. Well, I'll probably do it just to see if it comes back, which I don't think it will, because these leaves are like just destroyed. I have no idea what happened here. So it's gonna look really crappy right now, just with its one little vine hanging out here. But hopefully we will sprout some more from the base, because that's what'll happen with Marantas. And it'll become fuller. But yeah, doesn't that look tragic? Oh my goodness. But I am not ready to give up on this one, so I'm at least going to keep trying to go until spring, and then we'll see what happens. So I'm going to water these in with some Great White, and I'm going to put them back in their place, and I will give you a look